Welcome back to the Mindful Aging Health Podcast. If you've been with us before, you already know this isn't just another health show. It's a quiet space, a pause, a place where people who've lived full, rich lives can reconnect with their rhythm. Not the rhythm of urgency or to-do lists, but something deeper, more honest, something that feels like you again. And today's message may be one of the most important we've ever shared. Because danger doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it hides in the ordinary, in the little habits we barely notice, a small snack, a little screen time, a quick mental loop before bed. Individually, they seem harmless, but together, they send mixed signals to the brain. And over time, those mixed signals add up to stress, to fog, to forgotten clarity. To help us explore this, I'm joined by someone extraordinary, Dr. Kenji Yamato, a Japanese physician who's over 100 years old and still seeing patients. Yes, really. He doesn't just speak as a doctor, but as a living reminder that aging with vitality is possible, if we're willing to listen to what the body and brain have been trying to tell us all along. And maybe you're wondering now, what are these tiny, invisible habits that confuse the brain at night? Let's begin with one of the most common and deceptively harmless combinations: a light meal and a glowing screen. It's not that the food is wrong, it's not that the TV is evil, but when they come together right before bedtime, they send conflicting messages to the brain. One says, "I'm ready to rest." The other says, "Let's stay alert." And in that quiet tug of war, your brain loses its way. So with Dr. Yamato by our side, let's take a closer look at the first hidden danger, where comfort meets confusion and how it could be silently reshaping your nights. Refined carbs plus screens, silent biological disruption. Picture this. You're winding down in the evening with a light snack, maybe some crackers, a slice of bread, a sandwich. You settle in front of the TV, catch the evening news, or rewatch your favorite comfort show. It feels normal, harmless, even comforting. But this simple habit, a little starch, a little screen, sets off a quiet chain reaction that most people never notice, until the effects show up in their sleep, their memory, and their morning energy. When you eat refined carbs, white bread, cookies, crackers, your blood sugar spikes quickly. Your body responds by releasing insulin, which causes that sugar to drop just as fast. This drop can trigger a slight stress signal. Now pair that with screen light, especially fast edits, flashing visuals, audio cuts, and your brain gets confused. It thinks daytime's starting again. Instead of calming down and releasing melatonin, your body boosts cortisol, the stress hormone. Not enough to make you panic, but enough to keep your nervous system alert. You fall asleep, yes, but your sleep is light, fragmented. Your brain doesn't restore, it scans, processes, holds tension. The result? You wake up foggy, unfocused, emotionally flat. And this isn't just theory. A study published in Frontiers in Neuroscience found that older adults who watched screens during dinner had 35% higher nighttime cortisol and performed worse on memory recall tests the next morning. But beyond the science, there's something deeper here. As Dr. Kenji Yamato, the 100-year-old Japanese physician, once said, "The body doesn't just digest food, it digests emotion." In Japan, they have a beautiful phrase, kokoro no shokuchi, a meal of the heart. It's not just what you eat, it's how you eat, what's in the room, the mood, the feeling. If you're eating while stressed, while watching conflict-heavy news, while scrolling under bright screens, you're feeding your nervous system confusion, not comfort. And over time, that confusion chips away at your clarity. So, if you've ever asked yourself, "Why do I still feel tired even after 8 hours of sleep?" Maybe it's not just about how long you sleep. Maybe it's time to rethink how you end the day and how you begin it from the inside out. So we've seen how a simple evening snack and a screen can quietly hijack your rest, leaving you groggy, forgetful, and wondering what went wrong. But not everyone ends their night with food and TV. In fact, many older adults, especially those living alone or fiercely independent, prefer a quieter kind of closure, No flashing lights, no background noise. Just a desk lamp, a few papers, maybe some emails to finish, or a thoughtful article to read. It feels calm, productive, gentle. But here's the twist. The combination of mental focus and dim lighting may be quietly pulling your brain in two directions. And that subtle internal conflict, one part trying to solve, the other trying to sleep, might be why your mornings feel dull, drained, or emotionally flat. Let's take a closer look now at dangerous combination number 2, where even the most peaceful evening habits can work against the healing your brain truly needs. Section 3. Emotional loneliness, sensory deprivation, quiet decline of the spirit. Here's something no one really teaches us as we grow older. Not how to take medications or which diet is best, but how to end a day when there's no one left to end it with. Nighttime changes as we age. When we're younger, it feels like rest. But for many older adults living alone, night becomes an empty stretch of time. There's no one saying, "Sleep well." No hug, no laughter, no shared glance across the room. Just a dim light, a quiet house, and a phone that hasn't buzzed in hours. That emotional loneliness is difficult on its own. But when paired with a lack of sensory input, no music, no scent, no warmth, no gentle touch, the body starts to interpret it too. I am alone, and the world has gone cold. Your brain, this sensitive, perceptive organ, picks up on that silence, and it lowers activity in regions responsible for mood and memory. Not because you did anything wrong, but because nothing was there to comfort it. There's no cue that says, "You are safe, you are loved, you can rest now." And night after night, this lack of signal erodes the spirit. Not in one loud collapse, but in a slow, invisible fade. In Japan, they understand this deeply. They don't just sleep. They end their days with quiet rituals of respect. A warm cup of tea, a stick of incense, a line of poetry in a journal, a soft melody playing, or even just washing their hands slowly with full attention. These small acts aren't habits. They're signals to the nervous system that say, "You've done enough. You matter. It's time to rest." As Dr. Kenji Yamamoto once said, "When the mind feels safe, sleep becomes rebirth, not just escape." And maybe that's the most important part. Not just getting sleep, but feeling like you don't have to face the night alone. So we've seen how emotional emptiness, when paired with total sensory silence, can turn rest into something that feels cold and hollow. But it's not just the heart that needs comfort before sleep. Sometimes it's the body that's quietly asking to be heard. Think of those days when you've walked a little more, worked around the house, or just felt sore in your joints. Your body has done its part. But come bedtime, you simply crawl into bed. No stretches, no warmth, no soft ritual to say, "It's okay, you've done enough." And that brings us to dangerous combination number 4. A tired body, but a mind that was never told it's time to let go. It's a subtle imbalance, but one that can block the deep healing sleep we need most. And the result? You wake up the next day, not refreshed, but wondering why you still feel worn out, as if you slept but didn't recover. Let's take a closer look. Section 4. Tired body plus unsettled mind, sleep that doesn't heal. Have you ever fallen asleep the moment your head hit the pillow, but woke up feeling more tired than when you went to bed? It's like the body shut down, but the mind never fully turned off. This happens to many older adults, and yet almost no one talks about it. You might have gone for a walk, worked in the garden, done some gentle stretching. Your body feels sore, not in a painful way, just used, a little achy, a little tired. And then, without any pause, you shower, turn off the lights, and fall asleep. But here's the problem. There was no moment of transition, no signal to tell your brain, "The day is done, you can rest now." What happens next? You stay in light sleep. Your brain doesn't enter the deep waves needed to activate its lymphatic system, its internal cleaning crew. This limits your brain's ability to clear toxins, including amyloid buildup linked to Alzheimer's. You wake up randomly at 2 or 3 a.m., unsure why. No noise, no nightmare, just unrest. And here's the thing. Many people think falling asleep quickly is a sign of good health. But sometimes it's actually a sign of exhaustion, not relaxation. So what's the solution? You don't need fancy tools. What you need is a soft ritual, a way to close the day gently. Soak your feet in warm water. Stretch your neck, shoulders, or hips, just a few minutes. Use a calming scent like lavender or peppermint. Whisper 3 things you were grateful for today. Each of these tells your nervous system, you've done enough. It's okay to let go now. As Dr. Kenji Yamato once said, we shouldn't just let the body sleep, we should let the mind feel soothed. And maybe what we truly need isn't more sleep, but a kinder way to end each day. So now, we've explored all 4 of the quiet dangers that slowly chip away at your sleep and your clarity. No loud warnings, no obvious mistakes, just small things: eating under stress, falling asleep in silence, going to bed with a tired body but an alert mind. Each one seems harmless, but when they repeat night after night, the brain gets confused, the body doesn't know when to rest, and sleep, something meant to heal, becomes just another quiet stretch of time that doesn't restore you. But here's the truth. You don't need to fix everything at once. You don't need to force discipline. What you need is harmony. Harmony between your body, your mind, and your space. A shared rhythm, a nightly ritual that gently tells your brain, you are safe. You've done enough. I'm letting you rest now. As Dr. Kenji Yamato once said, the brain isn't broken. It's just protecting itself until it hears peace. So if you've been feeling like you've lost part of yourself, know this: you haven't lost anything. You've only drifted from your rhythm. And that rhythm, it's still there, still waiting for your return. Tonight, just one small act, a softer light, a gentle stretch, a whispered moment of gratitude. Let your mind hear it, and let the healing begin. If something in today's video made you pause or inspired you to try a small shift tonight, leave a comment below. Even something simple like, I'm choosing a softer rhythm. Or, if you'd like to share more, what do you usually do at night to help your mind unwind? Maybe it's a cup of tea, a favorite song, a quiet ritual that works for you. Drop it in the comments. It might just help someone else who's struggling right now. And if this kind of calm, thoughtful content speaks to you, tap like and subscribe to join us on more gentle journeys into better sleep, clearer minds, and wiser ways to age.